Hello, everyone. So this is actually the morning after, so it's about day 6 of the pilgrimage. It's kind of a verbal summary. As I said, I think yesterday, the day before, I find this a bit easier than, writing things out. So just didn't get the time yesterday. So yesterday, what we did was started Mass at the Chapel of Gethsemane. You've already perhaps seen some of my YouTube videos, and it was just so profound. Being actually at the place where Jesus prayed, he underwent his agony in the garden. We saw the portion of the Garden of Gethsemane, and some of the olive trees there are like, the biggest one is something like over 2,000 years old. These olive trees are just so resilient, so amazing, and they're considered to be like sacred trees, in a sense, sacred trees in quotation, because they've come to symbolize the Christians here in the Holy Land. Olive trees, apparently, they're resilient. They always seem to come back, and they last a long time. So the Christians have kind of appropriated to themselves to be like olive trees. They're discriminated against from many angles. I won't get into specifics. I'll just leave it at that. But right now, the population of Bethlehem used to be 70% Christian. When I say Christian, like the vast majority of those are Catholics. Now it's 1%. 1%, that's one. 1% are Catholic. So many have just left because they can't get jobs outside of this enclosed area and so on. So they go to other countries. And is this intentional? I'll leave that, I won't get into those details, but that's the kind of bottom line. So they just have a great, almost kind of like a veneration for olive trees. So celebrated Mass there. And, again, if you saw some of the videos, you saw the rock or the slab. It's the original one that Jesus actually was praying on. It was just so deeply moving. Then after that, we went to what's called the Church of the Paternoster, which is where Jesus taught his disciples the Lord's Prayer. And we saw there's 180 plaques, with the Our Father in different languages. So it was, again, just very moving, deeply moving. I mean, that's where the disciples said, Lord, teach us to pray. As you and I should be asking Jesus every day, Lord, teach me to pray. Teach me how to pray. You're my teacher. You're my Rabboni. Teach me how to pray. And Jesus will teach us how to pray if we are sincere in that request. And then, so we stayed there a while, and we prayed the Our Father in the chapel in a couple of languages, because there are several languages in the group. We were not able to visit the Dormition Church because that's under construction, the Dormition of Our Lady. We also visited the upper room. It's situated above the place of the Last Supper, so it's in the accurate location, but not the exact place. And again, to think if those walls could talk, if the ground could talk. I mean, that's where the Lord Jesus celebrated the Last Supper, the first Mass, the Holy Sacrifice of the Mass. He instituted the priesthood there. It's where he appeared to Thomas a week later, who had doubts about his resurrection. He wanted to believe, but he unless I see the wounds and so on. We know the story. And it was also the place where the apostles gathered with Our Lady, around Our Lady at Pentecost, 120 of them. And why 120? We were reminded yesterday, well, that actually makes it legal as a new kahal, as a new community. So 120 is a significant number in the Bible. And again, it's undergoing construction, fixing and so on. But it's a real concern for the Christians here, because there's always an attempt to turn it into a mosque. And hopefully that will never happen. Right now, it's kind of a museum. You can't say Mass there. The one exception was granted to John Paul II when the Vatican recognized the State of Israel, and he came to Jerusalem, and the Israeli Senate did not refuse his request. He required, and it was almost one of his demands, that he celebrate Mass in the upper room. as a way of signifying that it was a holy site, that it was a sacred ground for Christians. So God bless John Paul II. Boy, he was a man of courage. He knew what to go to the wall for. So we were there for a bit, and then we went to the Church of St. Peter of Galicantu, which is the site of Peter's denials. I do not know the man, and again, that was deeply moving. And Dr. Bergsma gave a beautiful reflection for all of us, which I've posted. Basically, this is used by many separated brethren as a way of saying, well, the papacy is flawed, as if they're telling us something new. Duh. No, the person who occupies the papacy is flawed. The institution of the papacy is not flawed, because that comes from the mouth of God. You are Peter, and on this rock I will build my church. Of course the popes are flawed. We all need salvation. We all need redemption. So this should be no surprise to any Catholic. But Peter was also redeemed. He's forgiven, and that's the beauty of our faith. He gets another chance, another opportunity, as we all will. Even until death, God is willing to forgive us. And so that kind of wrapped it up. We saw some magnificent panoramas of the Holy City, Dome of the Rock, the city of Jerusalem. So today, I'll just say we're going to the Dead Sea. And I'm really looking forward to this. Dr. Bergman is going to talk to us about the Dead Sea Scrolls, as only he can talk about it. So I hope this helps a little bit. It just shows how, where we were, how blessed I am. And I hope you kind of ride along with the excitement, and please keep me in your prayers and know that I will be keeping you in mind. God bless you. And on this Tuesday, let us ask our holy angels to watch over us and guide us and to protect us. God bless you.